Okay, how you doing there, YouTube world? My name is Anthony, and I'm setting out on this venture to go ahead and try and bring some straight truth, cold hard facts to the daily consumer. Um, I think I need to give a little bit of background about myself, and then maybe about what I'm going to do with this YouTube channel. I am third generation Italian American. Grew up in a family with heavy use of general products, Coca-Cola, all the big brands. I'm 43 years old, so that puts me right in that niche, right in that 1980s, 1990s niche, early 2000s, where we seem to have seen a lot of the consumership and business practices done by these large, what I call Fortune 500 companies, the big companies, as far as their profits. And a lot of you are familiar with the profits over the people concept, but we'll get back to that later. The reason I consider myself right in that niche is in the 1980s, 1990s, they still had products that these big companies were making that were, thought of with the consumer in mind. One of their sales marketing techniques, obviously, was to save you money, but also give you a product that was, satisfying or actually did the job correctly. So in a lot of this YouTube channel I'm starting out here is basically going to be brushing up on those practices, maybe doing some research into it and some conversation with you, viewers like you, people like you, that can give me information that I may not have been able to find myself. Um, I just to throw out a couple of the basic ideas here is what you would have a large conglomerate, a large company that produces cereal, and they put it into boxes. Everybody knows this one. Somewhere along the lines, they start to thin the box out so that the capacity of the cereal, when you're walking down the aisle, it looks like the same size box, but it's actually thinner, so you're getting less product. And often what you'll see is they'll do this to cut costs on their end, but at the same time, they not only are making money off the cut costs for the product being smaller, they're also raising the price on you at the same time too. Another good example in the past here, within the past decade, this has been going on. If you look at eggs, and nothing to do with the current egg pricing and dilemma going on now, but if you look at eggs, the medium egg is extinct. There's no more medium egg now. Well, there are medium eggs, but in general, all the eggs are the same. And there is price differences in certain areas. When you go to purchase a dozen jumbo eggs, if you look at the eggs, 9 times out of 10, they're large, extra large eggs. And same goes with the large eggs and the extra large eggs. There's literally no medium egg anymore. So these prices are tiered for these eggs, and again, it's a snag that they set in there to try and upcharge you as a consumer, and without you knowing. You can do a lot of research on this just on leg by going and looking at the eggs when you open up and comparing the sizes that they have on the shelves. Are they really that bigger, much bigger, or are they really, is there a difference there? It takes a second to kind of like see into this and identify it. But I mean, one of the things that I want to do is basically bring these concepts and these practices to light, not only for you, but for the manufacturer, for the company, to let them know that we're keen to it, and it is really starting to drag us down. And I mean, as a consumer, we have the ability to control them. A lot of people just pay the price that's out there on the shelf and don't even look at the product, don't even think about what their options are. One of the things I recently started doing is looking at my products that I use on a daily basis or a weekly basis. It's standard, non-grocery, non-perishable items, and seeing if I can go onto the website for the company and purchase directly. Sometimes they give you the option to purchase directly from the company, which will save you a large markup amount that usually most retailers will put. Sometimes it can be anywhere between 100% markup to 200% markup, and you don't even realize it. So that's another thing that I'm hoping to eventually address at this YouTube channel. And I want to share with you my most recent product review here in this video. It's Arm & Hammer Power Sheets. It's a Church and Dwight Company is the name of the company. If you call the company, they have a recording of their CEO. He gives you the pitch about how much he cares about the consumer and cares about this, that, and the other. He's the name, the name and the individual that's put behind, the product. He stands behind it. He cares so much. But one of the things that I noticed with this product is it's a different form. The first thing is they present it to you in the form of a sheet, which is, marketing, and following with the other trends that are out there right now. Sheets were made to be more eco-friendly, easier to handle, and they did away with the plastic containers. That was the main thing about the eco-friendliness. But I want to kind of give you an example where this bleeds over here into the concept that I'm addressing with this YouTube channel. The Power Sheets are marketed as a box of Arm & Hammer Power Sheets for 60 sheets, and then they go on to say on the box that it can do 120 loads. So if you look at the bottom, it says the load base or estimate is based off a small load capacity, so small loads. Okay. Now, if you go and look at their other product, the Arm & Hammer liquid detergent, for the comparable price, you can get one of the big jugs, like huge. And that says 128 loads. Now, what it doesn't say openly there, too, is that's based off a medium load capacity. So you already have more loads that you're getting done and more product and more capacity just buying the plastic stuff in the plastic bottle, the liquid in the plastic bottle. But not only are you purchasing more for your money, but at the same time, you look at the sheets, and the sheets are actually, the money and the cost is not transferable to you. You're not saving anything. You're not saving on the plastic jug, cost being cut to the manufacturer and the company, and now they're charging you more, and you're cleaning less, because often these products, like the sheets, are going to cost more on the shelf than they are the liquid, because they're new and innovative. So I want to pinpoint this ongoing pattern of the relationship between consumership and the goods and the companies in this country that are driving this to do profits over people. Okay. On an entirely different subject, we could talk all day long about how manufacturing standards of products and quality of products has just taken a dive in this country. We're coming more and more to be known as the use and dispose nation. Manufacturers train engineers and hire engineers that find ways to manufacture things that break, so that it forces the consumer to have to go out and pay the money. That's an old practice that's been around forever. Another aspect of that you may be less aware of is now they actually set a toleration, within the specifications for a certain product. Let's give an example. Let's say a gasket ring or seal on an appliance of some sort in your house, like a washer, dryer, or dishwasher or something, and they'll go as far as testing the durability of that gasket or that seal, and to seeing how long it'll last, how much damage it can take, and then they'll manufacture something within a millisecond, millimeter, like micrometer of that specification, knowing that, okay, we're putting it right on the line. It's a hair line, but we're putting it there, we know, just so they can save cost on manufacturing across the board. Instead of keeping in mind that what they want to do is be putting something in there that can last and not cause problems anymore, they're making money off of the things breaking apart. I mean, it's more now than ever in this country. It's gotten worse and worse, and it's a business practice across the board. So, I mean, I really want to drive that home, and want to tell you that feeds into a lot of people, having problems and issues on their daily life. And we're not just talking about like one or two items that they're getting along with. I mean, that they can go and get repaired or, easily taken care of. We're talking about all the things around us. That this is just, we are one huge consumership that they want to make as much money as they off of, and give the least quality as possible. And the customer service sucks. Let's be honest with a lot of times you call in and get help with these products, or you call into some service that offers customer service, company that offers customer service, and it's absolutely horrible. So anyways, I just wanted to lay that out there. It kind of gives like a broad general description of what I'm going to be building this YouTube channel off of. Notice how I didn't edit this video once. I've been having a lot of distractions going on here. Anyways, but I'm putting this one out there just to show you my face and the idea that I got going on. Feel free to contact me, comment, or get a hold of me and discuss maybe your experiences or something that you've noticed that bothers you, that we can do a little vocal write-up on and a little talk about. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day.